Hey beautiful, welcome to Dr. Sarah's Cafe. This is your weekly refill. I hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy. And if you have a warm or cool beverage at hand, please let me know what you're drinking or sipping on in the chat or comments below. This week we have a beautiful energy. The flavor of the week is the quintessential flavor of the cosmos. What is it, my dears? It is beautiful Venus. Beautiful Venus. If there were ever a planet that represented the flavor of the week, our flavor in general, our delightfulness, deliciousness, decadence, tastiness, savoring, sweetness. You get where I'm going with this? It is Venus. This week and the week ahead, Venus is activated and making aspects to other planets in the sky that add a particular flavor to the flavor of Venus. Okay, so let's jump in. Let's look at our astro, tarot, and oracle ingredients, beginning first with the astro. So what we have early in the week, Venus will remain in Virgo. It's still in Virgo. It's been in Virgo for a while, and I've enjoyed talking about Venus and Virgo. So for a few more days, Venus is here in Virgo, and on the 27th, it's going to make an aspect to Uranus, the planet of Uranus, which is in Taurus. And so what I'm feeling with this energy is that it's not just the beauty of Venus, but it's our ability to appreciate the unconventional beauty around us, the original beauty, not the cookie cutter, mass-produced beauty, but the original craftsman or artisan beauty that comes with a planet or an energy like Uranus. And it is avant-garde. Uranus is the planet of the future, right? Future-oriented things. And so we might be creating or appreciating beauty that has an avant-garde flair to it. And because Uranus is also the planet of surprises and unexpected events, I'm also wondering if there could be some gifts. Beauty, gifts, sharing, luxury, grace, sweetness, kind acts of service, right? Whether it be an actual gift or the gift of someone's time and attention, I do feel like we might have a pleasant surprise with this Venus trine to Uranus in the coming week. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled. And Virgo and Taurus are earth signs. And so I think that this is going to help us to ground this energy and use it to manifest something positive in our life. Because Taurus loves the tangible, it loves the concrete, and Virgo loves practicality. It loves strategy and method and, putting one foot in front of the other and getting things done. And so it's not just pie in the sky, fantasy, or feelings, warm feelings, although that is good enough in and of itself. I think with this earth sign energy that both these planets are in, it's going to help us really manifest something more tangible, something that we can sense with our physical senses in real time. And then a day later, Venus is going to make an aspect to Neptune in Pisces. In particular, it's going to be standing across the sky to Neptune in Pisces. Now, I've talked about Pisces energy before and Neptune energy before. I'll link to my Neptune retrograde video, which will be somewhere on top of the screen here. But these two energies facing off in the sky, I see it as an opportunity to enhance our fantasies, an opportunity to leverage illusion for constructive purposes, indulge in flights of fancy and reverie. I was thinking recently that my astro ingredients are not meant to be predictions. So a lot of people practice astrology and they make predictions here on YouTube or in their professional practice. And I don't see myself as necessarily here to make predictions through astrology, but more so inspiring us with the astrology, helping us to find motivation, some healing, and some inspiration with the astrology. And so I can't predict that any of this is going to happen, but these are constructive energies if we choose to lean into our agency and our power to make certain things happen in our life and to make choices that are in service to our highest good. Then I think we can lean on the astrology in many cases to support us in that effort or in those initiatives. Okay. So I just want to clear that up in case, people are coming to these videos thinking that it's the typical predictions for the week or forecasts for the week. It's not necessarily that. It's more so, how can we take these ingredients and concoct something delicious for our lives, especially this week with Venus. So the other thing with Venus in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces is that it can provide scaffolding or a framework. Why does that sound weird coming out of my mouth? Scaffolding or a framework for these flights of fantasy and illusion, our dreams and reverie, right? So with it being Venus being in Virgo, it can sort of give us some practical tools and strategies and some organization and sort of a scaffolding or framework for these imaginative trips or journeys that we might be taking or that we have the opportunity to take in the week ahead. And so you'll see my illustrations here. I have the avant-garde art, although avant-garde just means so many things. It's like so many depictions of art could represent that. And then also for the opposition to Neptune and Pisces, I have the magical book, because I definitely see, for those of you who are writers, writing some fantasy or some romance, or writing are creating images, right, that are really fantastical. I think about the cartoon Fantasia, right, where you're sort of creating this dream world or this dreamscape. So really, really creative opportunities there for those few days. And then later in the week, we do have Venus going home. Venus is going home, folks, to one of its home signs, Libra. Now, the other home sign of Venus is Taurus, but it also rules the sign of Libra, which is an air sign. So Venus is going home. You can imagine that for a planet like Venus that loves comfort, that it's probably really happy to be at home where it can be most comfortable. And so how can we this week find ways to make ourselves feel at home? How can you find ways to make yourself feel more comfortable in your everyday life, more comfortable in your office space? Is it a new office chair that's more comfortable, or adding a pillow or a cushion to make yourself feel more at home and feel more comfortable? Or how can you beautify your home or your home office or spaces that you want to feel more comfortable in? Okay. And then, of course, Venus being the planet of love and relationships, and moving into its home sign of Libra, which is also the energy of partnerships and relationships, we have to talk about the enhancement of those things in our life this week. So if you want to add some sweetness, add a little joy, and pay extra attention to your relationships, whether they be romantic or platonic or familial or even professional, we can use Venus moving into its home sign of Libra to add a little sweetness, add a little care, add a little delight and joy. Maybe even it's a good season to provide gifts to loved ones, or to send thank you notes or love letters, or to, whatever their love language is, do something that speaks to them in their love language. Okay. Great opportunity, great season to really lean into enjoying your relationships, cultivating, healing your relationships in various areas of your life. And then also on that same day, as Venus moves into its home sign of Libra, it's making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius. So Venus, it comes home, and immediately it has this great relationship with the planet of power and transformation. So what I'm seeing with this is that this beauty of Venus on the 29th and, stretching out a couple of days before and a couple of days after this, is that it's transformative love power to the people. So 3 things here. 1, you'll see love power is in quotations, which for me is a reference to the Willie Hutch song, Love Power. I think I got the artist right, but there's a song called Love Power, and I love it. Okay. I wish I could play it without copyright claims on this video, but it's like talking about that love power. People, we need more love power. And I wish I could sing. I really do. I would do it way more often if I actually had a decent singing voice. But anyway, thanks for humoring me. So thinking about the power of love, right? Another way to think about it is the Luther Vandross song, The Power of Love. Pluto, the planet of power, making this beautiful conversation, this beautiful dance with the planet of love and beauty that we call Venus. And then because Pluto is in Aquarius, it is people power. Aquarius being the sign of the masses, the sign of the people, and having that powerful transformative planet moving through that space, that sector of the cosmos, and then making this beautiful aspect with Venus, the planet of love. To me, that's all coming together, all brewing together to represent an opportunity for transformative love power to the people. Okay. And people includes you. So even if you only use this for yourself, for your own little cozy corner of the globe, that counts as well. Okay. Now, the tarot ingredients, my folks, we have 2 cards. So one card fell out. It was the 8 of Pentacles. But the card right after that would be the 9 of Pentacles. And I'm including the 9 of Pentacles because it is Venus in Virgo. And so it's perfect for this week as Venus is wrapping up its journey through Virgo for this year, for this particular cycle. And so the 8 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles are both Virgo cards. Specifically, the 9 of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo, okay? So let's look at what this means, right? How does this add nuance to our flavor of the week, this beautiful Venus? Well, one, the 8 of Pentacles can be seen as beautiful craftsmanship. And I've used this image before, the image that's here in the top right of the slide of the fashion designer. So fashion designers are very much focused on beauty, but when it comes to high fashion, when we're dealing with Venus, we're talking specifically about high fashion, especially when we're talking about Venus and Virgo, right? Paying close attention to the details, such as the stitching, but not just the stitching, but like the quality of the thread that you use for your stitching, using the best materials, the materials that feel luxurious and that are high quality and that last a long time, using rich saturated colors or interesting shapes. And especially coming off of that trine to Uranus, it might even be high fashion, but also avant-garde high fashion, right? And then that 9 of Pentacles energy, what that traditionally represents is living your best life. It is the I am content with where I am in my life. I've accomplished certain things. My hard work with that 8 of Pentacles is now paying off, and I'm able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And so with Venus this week and this 9 of Pentacles energy, I see it as representing the beautiful experiences of life and curating a beautiful life, right? Curating a life filled with comfort and joy and ease and things that you consider beautiful. And what's beautiful to you is going to be different and unique to you. And so for me, a beautiful life means being able to play music all day, every day. And so I pay for premium streaming services so that I don't have commercials and so that I can pick exactly what music I want to listen to. Other people, it might be, having high quality furnishings and so filling their home with artisan, one of a kind furniture pieces. And for other people, it might just be being able to get access to fresh air, right? Like for you, curating a beautiful life, a life of ease, is living in a place where you can walk out of your door and see trees and have fresh air, see the stars at night, feel the grass or the dirt under your feet, right? And so don't base this on what society says a best life is or a beautiful life is or an easy life is. Not easy, but a life of ease. And really think, what do I need to feel comfortable? What do I need to feel at home? What feels beautiful to me? Not just what looks beautiful, but what feels like a beautiful experience. And I include experience because to me, a beautiful home is one where I have a beautiful view, right? It's not about the price or the cost of the home, or it's not even about the location of the home necessarily. It's when I look out my window, I feel inspired. I get sunlight coming in in the morning, and it's a beautiful shade of golden light, right? So allow yourself to lean into that, to indulge yourself this week and really tap into this heightened Venus energy, okay? And Venus will be in Libra for a few more weeks. And so you have plenty of time to leverage that and lean into that. Okay, now we get to our oracle and tea leaves. So we have for the oracle message, opening to discovery, opening to discovery. And I love this because when I first got this deck, this was the very first card I pulled for myself. And so to see it come out, every time I see it come out subsequently, it just feels like a special nod for the relationship that I have with this deck. Now let's look at the message behind opening to discovery. Just on its face, the idea of opening to discovery is great for Venus, right? Because one, Venus asks for a sense of openness. Venus is very feminine in nature, which means that it's very receptive. It's a very receptive energy. When you're really tapping into Venus energy, you have an easy time receiving and being nurtured and taken care of, right? And pampered. So opening to discovery. Also, from the oracle itself, we see that some of the key concepts have to do with what we are exposed to. And so I pulled a little quote and it says, consistent exposure to unhealthy messaging invites us into a cynical, fear-based worldview. On the other hand, conscious exposure to information supporting our well-being shifts us toward growth and expansion, the choice. And what I love about this is, one, Venus in Virgo, particular at the beginning of the week, Venus is still in Virgo, and Virgo is all about health and well-being. So when we see words like healthy messages, or rather unhealthy messages, and needing to be conscious about seeking out healthy messages, that very much applies to Virgo energy in general. But Venus also is a card of well-being. Venus wants us to be well. Venus wants us to feel well. Venus wants us to nurture ourselves, right? And so I'm even thinking about the need to consider healthy messages that are loving messages. And so how are you speaking to yourself? How do you allow other people to speak to you? Is the music that you're listening to sending a loving, beautiful message? Are the social media accounts that you follow and the news programs that you follow, are they filling you up? Are they filling your cup with that sense of love, with that sense of beauty, with that sense of joy and well-being and healthy vitality? Okay, that's going to be really, really important because Venus, again, wants us to take really good care of ourselves. And that includes the messaging that we allow ourselves to be exposed to. Okay. And when you think about that experiment where they put the words on bottles of water and the words shaped the form of the crystals, right? It impacted the quality of the water, so to speak, right? And so when we think about the beauty of Venus, that study or that experiment found that beautiful, loving, affirming, uplifting, edifying words and language created beautiful shapes and patterns in the water, right? Created these artful and artistic vibrations in the water. So we can imagine with us being part water, largely water, actually as humans, that words are having a tangible impact on us. The words, the messages that we both speak, as well as the words and the messages that we both receive or hear or allow ourselves to be exposed to, they're having tangible impact on our vibration and on our beauty, actually, right? Okay. The pastry and poetry is very simple, keeping it very simple, folks. So I'm featuring another Virgo writer. You may have heard of him, Stephen King. And one of my favorite books on craft, one of my favorite books about writing is his memoir on writing. He has a book on writing, a memoir of the craft. And his quote, a quote from that book to me is so Virgo in nature, where he says, "To write is human, to edit is divine." And in our pastry, in the top right corner, you see we have macaroons, lavender macaroons. So I searched for images of different pastries that I like, and I was looking up macaroons as an option, and I found these beautiful lavender colored macaroons, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is it, right? Like that is it. Beauty, Venus, right there in that image. And so again, thinking about this Virgo energy as Venus is moving out the lessons, helping us to wrap up that energy and moving into its beautiful home sign of Libra. Libra is considered to be a highly beautiful sign, and I think it's partly because it's ruled by the planet of Venus, and so people really associate Libra energy with beautiful things and artwork, etc. And so this phrase by Stephen King, or the statement by Stephen King, to write is human, to edit is divine. Remember, Virgo likes to edit. Virgo likes the details. Virgo likes to clean things up. It likes to optimize and organize things. And so editing is a very Virgo trait, Stephen King being a Virgo. But also when we think about beautifying something and enhancing the beauty of something with the support of this Venus energy, a lot of times that calls for editing, that calls for revision, that calls for refinement, okay? And my dears, your to-go or your takeaway, I'm really excited about this for some reason. I love this statement because I feel like I really want to apply this affirmation to my life for myself as well. And it's, I curate high quality experiences in my everyday life. I curate high quality experiences in my everyday life. And I want to unpack that a little bit. I curate. This means that I make choices. I have the power of choice and selection. I get to select and choose various experiences that are high quality. Now remember, high quality might be subjective, okay? So we can't look over there and see this is what society says is quality. We have to go based on how that experience or that item or that person or that place makes us feel, okay? And experiences. So I'm focusing on experiences, not just luxury items. So you don't have to spend any money, folks, to have a high quality, luxurious experience. Remember, the sunshine on your skin could be a beautiful luxury experience. The luxury of feeling the rain on your face, the luxury of feeling the grass under your feet, the luxury of laughing with a dear friend. All of those things to me create a luxurious, high quality life. And it could also be a nice dinner that you pay for, or a beautiful hotel that you pay for or splurge on, right? So it could be a lot of things, and I don't want us to limit our imagination to what high quality, luxury, beautiful experiences could be. And then the other part is everyday life. So I added that because I don't want us to wait for quote unquote special moments to access or tap into the beauty of our lives. I don't want us to wait for special occasions, quote unquote, to treat ourselves well and to pamper ourselves or to experience beauty and luxury and comfort and that sense of being at home, okay? That can be available to us in our everyday life. And so we can ask ourselves, as Venus is doing her thing this week, okay? What are these small, mundane, everyday, seemingly simple things that I truly, truly enjoy, that really make me feel comfortable, right? Is it squeezing my favorite pillow? Is it holding that special person's hand? Is it looking out at the sunrise or the sunset? Everyday life can be filled with beautiful experiences and that sense of wonder and luxury and beauty, okay? And with that, my dears, I hope and pray that this time that we've shared together has helped you to refill your spiritual cup. And I hope to see you in another video. Take care.